Hi, my name is Daniel Rodriguez, and today I'll be presenting low self-control theory. And first off, we're get started. What is low self-control theory? Low self-control theory is a theory put together by Michael R. Gottfredson and Travis Hershey in their book General Theory of Crime. And basically, what it is that uh, people, while they grow up from the ages mainly of 7 to 8, start to develop a state of self-control based on how they grow up. And most people are able to maintain a regular self-control level, but those who don't will keep that self-control level, that low self-control level, all the way until adulthood. And those that do keep that low self-control level will most like will most likely be the ones who commit street crimes such as drug dealing. And now if we move on to the next one of who invented the theory, we are uh, introducing Travis Hershey and Michael R. Gottfredson, who are criminologists and sociologists, which Travis Hershey went to the University of Utah to then become a sociology professor at Arizona way after discovering what the low self-control theory was in their book, General Theory of Crime, with Mike R. Gottfredson, who studied at California and also the University of New York at Albany, which later he became the president of Oregon due to his outstanding resume of being in multiple school boards and also discovering the current self-control theory that we use to this day. Now, how does low self-control affect people? Low self-control can cause people to act in different ways, like very unnormal, unnatural ways that you wouldn't see in most common and average people. And basically what it does is that it makes people, those with low self-control, makes them more wanting than wanting to earn. They want it. They want it now, so they go out and get it, and that's why they are known to commit such crimes such as drug dealing. And they don't want to go and get a job, and they don't want to wait. They want it now, and they are not caring of what happens to other people in this, because they tend to be a more self-centered person. They don't have any empathy for other people. They care about themselves, and they're willing to take risks that most people wouldn't take, because they are just so easy to fold when the light is pointed at them. And that's why they are able to go out so freely to do such crimes, because they don't have a care in the world for anyone else but themselves and what they want. Now, how low self-control causes crimes basically is that low self-control mainly causes delinquency and street crimes. So like more lower crimes such as drug dealing and trafficking, but it can also be able to have them cause bigger crimes such as murder. But the main crimes that are caused by low self-control, and also in areas where low self-control is common, as studies show, is delinquency, like drug dealing, trafficking, gang affiliations, just typical street crimes that you would find in bad neighborhoods or in alleyways, stuff like that. Because they think to themselves that it's quick and easy money, that they won't get caught, they'll be fine, I'll get my money quick, that's all that matters. And it's been known that these people with low self-control are the ones that commit these crimes, because it also shows in studies that those with higher self-control have a negative relationship with committing such street crimes compared to low self-control, as they find it common to occur in neighborhoods where such attitudes of low self-control are very common. So now we move on to the public's eye on the theory. Now, to put this together, I personally asked friends, family, coworkers, and a police officer who's a regular at the restaurant I work at. And basically, they all know what low self-control theory is. They care more about how can they help people who struggle with it. They want to know how they can protect the ones that they love and themselves from being suffering from such a thing that can cause issues in the future. And it's also known, obviously, since the world we live in, that there are people who think negatively about this, and they just don't want anything to do with these people, which you can kind of see why. But they don't want to help. They just want them out of their lives. They want them all eradicated, basically. They don't care too much of the good that could happen in helping these people. So it's good to have a theory put together to understand and know how you can protect your family members and your friends from suffering from such a thing before it's already too late. Now we move on to what divides low self-control from ADHD. Now, personally, with someone, as I am someone who suffers from a really intense ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorder, it is known that people like me, we also, even like with ADHD, have low self-control. But the thing is, it is much easier for us to control it than the normal person with low self-control. And also our medications that we take also help us focus and control ourselves better. It is much easier for us to put ourselves together with our medications, and also with the fact that sometimes we lose focus, and instead of us losing control because we lose focus, we just lose focus entirely, basically like not even being in our bodies. And that's kind of what helps with us not completely losing control and everything with ourselves, and why it is less likely for us to be fully considered to have low self-control compared to a regular person. But now we can move on to how the medication affects self-control, not including the ones that people with ADHD take. Because if we look into the studies of it, it's known that the medication does more bad than it does good. It is much easier for you to just accept and try to control as much as you can, therapy, stuff like that, than taking drugs, because these drugs are known to give you an addiction. They are known to make you honestly lose control more into something else rather than up here. And you'll get easily addicted. You'll start having bad thoughts such as suicide. And you can't really you start losing yourself more. And it's just much better to rather try to deal with what you have than using medication as a way out, using drugs as a way out. It is much better to find a better source of help. Now we move on to causes of low self-control. Now, studies show that those with low self-control, excluding the ones with ADHD, the normal people who can have low self-control are those who grow up in tough environments, such as people who grow up in the hood, people who grow around other bad people with bad influences, bad friends, drugs around them, greed around them. It really starts to mentally tear away at a child and affects them in the long run when they become an adult. It slowly just picks at their brain that all they can think about is how to become like these people that they are grown up around. It's because they're the role models. They have to really show them the real way of life, and that there's a much better way to make money than to do street crimes and gangs and stuff like that. That's why it is common for those with low self-control to be committing street crimes, as that is the way of life they grew up around, is the street crime life and being around gang affiliations. But now we can go to the main reason for low self-control is parenting. Bad parenting is the very top main thing that causes low self-control, along with many other problems such as low self-esteem, depression, neglect, and suicidal thoughts. Kids, as they grow up with bad parents, just tend to completely be torn away from life itself and just think that all there is me. I need to do what I need to do to survive, because clearly there isn't someone that's going to be there for me. So when they become adults, their self-control is destroyed. They don't have anything put together in their brain because they didn't have that role model they needed. This even affects those who grew up with single parents or with same-sex parents, because it's very important that you have that mother and father figure in your life to really show you the both sides and their own thoughts of life and how it works in their eyes, so you can fully understand other people rather than not truly understand yourself and those around you, to then possibly hurt yourself and others in the long run when you become an adult, because your parents weren't there to teach you and take care of you and truly show you the ways of life. Now, to end this off, we are looking at the low self-control as a source of crime. Now, it's been tested ever since the theory was invented in 1990, through many arrests and in such areas where low self-control is common, that it is common for those with low self-control to commit delinquency and drug crimes, street crimes, and it shows through all stats and sources that I've come across that they are known and will commit those crimes even when they are adolescents. It's known that low self-control can affect you throughout the entirety of your life as soon as it hits from the ages where it develops. So it's very common that you could see teenagers with low self-control on the streets trying to make money off of drugs, and then still do it when they are an adult, and also done it when they were maybe even 9 years old. It is very common, and it is something that has been studied again since it was invented, and honestly needs to be well noticed and fixed by those, as it is a high source of crime itself, which is known by many of the common people of not even just America, but also the world. And that is my presentation on low self-control theory. And as I can show here, these are my references. I went through many reference pages by sociologists and students studying the criminology and sociology, and other professors and doctors, and to truly understand how it is that these people think, and how it occurs to them, and how this theory was put together, and really the exactly how it is known that this theory is proven properly, and uh, builds up throughout some one with low self-control's life, and how it can truly affect them when they reach full adulthood. Uh, that would be all, and thank you so much for tuning into my presentation.